Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back in today with another fantasy football video. In today's video, I got the Week 12 defenses for you guys to pick up. Now, before I get into all four of these defenses that I think you guys should be able to find off that waiver wire and slot straight in your lineup, I'd like to give you guys a word from my sponsor, Overlay, DFScom. OverlayDFS.com is my favorite way to play daily fantasy football. Now, my favorite game on this website is the progressive game, where every single week, if the bonus does not get hit, the money keeps on rolling and rolling and rolling on until you eventually, and someone hits that beautiful 12-0 to get that progressive bonus. As you can see here in the $22 game, which is the best game to play this week, if you go 12-0 and all those stars align, you can get over $8,000 winning in that game. Now, if you don't end up going that beautiful 12-0, don't you worry, because if you're in the top 10%, you get 9 times your buy-in at all levels. $2.5, you get $18. $22 entry, you get $180. And if you enter the $109 game and you hit that beautiful top 10%, you get 9 times your money at $900. Now, there's also another game with best record wins. You enter $11, the top 10% get $90, and that top prize, you get $100. So it's going to look beautiful on there right now. But obviously, that price is going to keep going up as more people join and enter. Pretty much, you're not even playing against anyone. You're pretty much just playing against yourself. You're playing against the board, and you got to make sure that you get just a good enough record to hit that money. Now, I'm going to explain how it necessarily works right here this week. Now I'm going to join the $22 game. Pretty much how it works, all you got to do is pick 12 of these players out of a huge selection of players, and plus 3 alternates. So you got to hit that beautiful 12-0 record to get that huge bonus, or obviously you can get 9-3 or 7-5. It's different every single week. That would make you hit that beautiful and get that 9 times your money. So one of the games here, and one of the strategies I like to do, is I like to go with Drew Brees over Russell Wilson here, and then I scroll down to the wide receivers, and I select Michael Thomas, because I'm going to be stacking my quarterback with my wide receiver. That is my favorite thing to do on this website. So make sure you guys check out overlaydfs.com. Link down below in the description. Goodbye, my friends. And we are back. Make sure to check out overlaydfs.com. Link down below in the description. Let's get right into the video. Week 12 defenses to pick up. My first defense here is the Cleveland Browns versus the Miami Dolphins. 15.9% ownership on NFL.com. Now, all of the ownership marks in this video, the percentages are all based on NFL.com. Obviously, they're going to be slightly different. You're playing ESPN, Yahoo, CBS, Sleeper, any of those other fucking websites. But let's get right into this Cleveland Browns defense. Now, the Dolphins defense gives up a lot of points to defenses in fantasy this year. Their offense has been looking just about okay. Obviously, they were looking a lot worse with Josh Rosen. Now with Ryan Fitzpatrick, it's looking a bit better, but I still think that the Cleveland Browns defense will be great this week. Now, the Dolphins' numbers this year have not looked that great or have looked pretty good for defenses against them. Defenses against them. Week 6, the Washington Redskins defense got 10 points against them. Week 7, the Buffalo Bills defense against them got 11 points. Week 8, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense against them got 13 points. Week 9, the New York Football Jets defense against them got 6 points. Week 10, the Indianapolis Colts defense got 8 points against them. And Week 11, the Buffalo defense got 10 points against them. Now, obviously, these points may be slightly different in your league. It might be slightly skewed higher or slightly skewed lower, but these are just for my league. But obviously, they're pretty general right there. You can see that the defenses against them are doing pretty good on average. Now, even without Myles Garrett for the Cleveland Browns, obviously, that's a big thing that is going to hurt them, just like Myles Garrett hurt Mason Rudolph's head. All right, Myles Garrett deserves to be fucking suspended, and he's going to be out, but it does not matter because the Dolphins' offense really is not looking all that hot, and Myles Garrett, with or without Myles Garrett, I should say, the Browns defense should be all good. Now on to the second defense here. We got the Detroit Lions going up against the Washington Redskins in Washington. 3.1% ownership on NFL.com. Now the Redskins give up the 5th most fantasy points to defenses in fantasy football. They've had 3 20-plus point games against them. Obviously, that bodes well for the defenses to look great against the Washington Redskins. Now, in the last 4 games, defenses against the Washington Redskins, Week 7, the San Francisco 49ers scored 25 fantasy points against them. Week 8, the Minnesota Vikings, 13 fantasy points. Week 9, the Buffalo Bills, 9 fantasy points. And Week 11, the New York Football Jets, 9 fantasy points. So obviously the Washington Redskins offense is looking slightly better, but Dwayne Haskins last week we saw he was calling for help. He was calling to the fantasy gods, the fucking real god maybe, to give him some help on that offensive line. He was telling the offensive line, "What can I do to help you?" Which is not what the quarterback should be telling the offensive line. That's what the offensive line should be telling the goddamn quarterback. Dwayne Haskins, the trash can, has no chance with this terrible offensive line. I think that the Detroit Lions may be able to eat them up this week in Washington. Next defense to talk about here is the Atlanta Falcons going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 1.3% ownership on NFL.com. Now, if you guys have enjoyed the video thus far, please make sure to knock one time and click on that goddamn subscribe button. But let's get right back into this. Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Buccaneers give up the 6th most fantasy points to defenses. I wonder why. Well, you want to know why you wonder why? Because Jameis Winston is a interception machine. Jameis Winston has thrown like 18 fucking picks this season. It's embarrassing. He loves throwing that interception, but for some reason he is still good in fantasy. But the Falcons defense has looked honestly legit the last 2 games coming after bye. Dan Quinn was smelling like his job was going to get stolen for right back out under him, and he said, fuck it, the defense is going to run wild the next couple of games. And week 10 against the New Orleans Saints, they scored 11 defensive points, and week 11 against the Carolina Panthers, they went up there, they saw Kyle Allen, and they gave Kyle Allen a couple of spanks straight onto the goddamn ass. Week 11, the Carolina Panthers got fucked, and the Atlanta Falcons defense scored 29 defensive points against them, which was beautiful for the Atlanta Falcons defense. Now, I'm not sure who was higher than Elon Musk and actually decided to start them, but someone in my league record did. But with that said, I think that this week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this is the juiciest time to hop onto the Atlanta Falcons. And my final defense here is the Oakland Raiders going up against the New York Football Jets in the Meadowlands. 43% ownership on NFL.com. Now, the Jets give up the 2nd most fantasy points to defenses. Now, obviously, a lot of that was when Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts, and a lot of that was when there was no fucking quarterback on the Jets. They had a bunch of trash-ass backups, but now they've got Kid See Ghost, Sam Darnold, Sammy Mono, and he's been playing pretty well. 2 games this season, they've allowed 30 points against them. The defense has scored 30 points against them, against the Jets, so obviously that's pretty good, but those were with backup quarterbacks, and one of them was with Sam Darnold when he was seeing Ghost against the New England Patriots. Now, recently the Jets offense has looked a bit better. But, the Raiders' defense is still going to be good. There's slim pickings at the defensive position this week. I think you can do a lot worse than the Oakland Raiders. So thank you guys all for watching this video. If at any point you ended up enjoying, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below. You know I love each and every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for all the kind words and all the support in the comments. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to leave your questions down below. Follow me on Twitter at NotoriousFNTSY, and check out overlaydfs.com. Link down below in the description. Come and play with me. We're going to have a great time this week. I love you all. Goodbye, my friends.